You're watching OnFire-TV.com, featuring news, interviews, and entertainment. Broadcasting from Radio On Fire Studios in Baltimore, Maryland, here's your host, Diamond K.
So we've been talking about this election and some of the desperation. I was talking about the desperation of candidate Dan Cox. And many Republicans across the country are trying to push what they are calling election integrity, right? Although many people, these are many Republicans who are actually elected, but claim that the election system is rigged. But of course, it wasn't rigged when they were getting elected. Strange, very strange, right? Anyway, Baltimore's Mayor Scott responds to candidate Dan Cox, who's been asking for volunteers to legally monitor drop boxes. You've been seeing this in different parts of the country where they have folks, Republicans, usually MAGA Trump folks, who want to stand by the boxes, the drop boxes, and monitor it, right? Like there's something wrong. There's nothing wrong with the drop boxes, right? You know, pull up to the drop box, drop your ballot in, you move along, go about your merry way. They have cameras there. They're watching it. There has been no issues. But Republicans who are far behind in the polls, especially like Dan Cox, want to try to make something when there is nothing. So Mayor Brandon Scott is responding to the effort by Republican candidate Dan Cox on his message for people to watch out for potential voter fraud surrounding the election. Dan Cox is far behind in the polls. Some of you may not even know who he is. Surprisingly, I saw he had a sign up on I guess that was Franklin Town Road. I was really surprised. To see that he had it up one of the whatever, you know what I mean. There's no problems with the drop boxes. They're already being monitored. We don't need folks to go out and try to monitor what's already being monitored. We don't need that to happen. But Cox called on his supporters to monitor the ballot drop boxes. And understand this. We have more drop boxes than Dan Cox has supporters. So I don't even know how he was going to make that even happen. He wants people to take photos and videos and even confront people that they deem to be suspicious. Look, don't do this, people. Especially if you're in Baltimore. A Dan Cox supporter running up to somebody from the hood. Yeah, okay. You can do that if you want to. I do not recommend it. Now, of course, Mayor Scott's not going to say it the way I'm going to say it. But I'm telling you, people, don't run up on nobody in Baltimore City or Baltimore County for that matter, but in Baltimore City trying to confront them or take their picture or take a video of them while they're trying to put their ballot in the drop box. During a press conference today at City Hall, the mayor said that they are coordinating with police to make sure that everyone is safe while voting. And I rode past Edmondson High School in the West Side Skills Center parking lot. There's a drop box there. Nobody was hanging around that. But you constantly see if you look at CNN or MSNBC, they're going to keep showing you this same old drop box that's in, I don't think it's in Arizona somewhere. They keep showing these same two guys in the same drop box. I've been showing them for like a week or so to try to get people to think, ooh, it's people at the drop boxes watching it. No, maybe in Arizona it is. But here in Maryland, nah, I ain't seeing that. Scott said that Cox wants to scare people to try to prevent them from voting by spreading mass hysteria. And of course, that's what Dan Cox wants, because the less people to vote, the better for him, because he don't have a lot of people voting for him anyway. The mayor said that Cox is unfit for office. And I agree. Now, even Larry Hogan, who I disagree with about a number of things, said that Dan Cox was unfit for office, and I agree with him as well. So far, Cox is trailing by a wide margin to Wes Moore, as he should be. Now, we're going to see what happens, but I am predicting that Wes Moore is going to mop the floor with Dan Cox, right? That sounds crazy. But he sent this message out, and it is very reckless. The Maryland Democratic Party said that it was reckless for Cox to call on people to monitor ballot drop boxes. They said that it could lead to voter intimidation. I don't think not in Baltimore. It won't. If anybody's going to be intimidated, it's going to be the Cox supporters because it's only like 3 of them, or maybe 4. Might be 4. Yeah, we're going to see about that. We're going to see about that. Dropbox is very convenient. Very convenient. I think that Republicans would be better, but here's why they can't do that. But it, to me, makes more sense for Republicans to encourage their voters to vote early. But no, here's why they don't want to do that. They don't have that many voters. There are more Democrats, registered Democrats, than there are Republicans. So they can't really play the numbers game. If you look, Trump always, every time he's run, he's lost the popular vote. They're less Republicans. They're less Republicans. So they have to, resort to tricks and schemes and scams and all that kind of stuff in order to have any traction. Any traction. It's shameful. It is shameful. Just tuning in, you listen to the Diamond K Show, onfire-tv.com, the diamondkshow.com. Of course, on all social media, I am at the Diamond K Show. On election night, 9 p.m. to 11 p.m., we're going to have our election day special, the Diamond K Show, and friends. We're going to be joined by some friends. Hopefully, we'll see. We'll see how that goes. Let's do this. Take a quick break, and then we're going to come back with more of the program. After this, you're listening to the Diamond K Show.